Hey everyone, so here is an implant case design that pretty proud of. And what we did here, now this abutment was claimed to have been too thick to make this design appropriate and aesthetic. However, what I think we've accomplished is something really aesthetic, and no adjustments will need to be made to the abutment. This design is just about ready to go, but before I finish it, I wanted to give you guys an update with this video. So what we've done, we went through the model phase, we marked the margin, and the emergence profile line, I left it somewhat out there. This is where it should be anyways, so there really wasn't much to kind of modify to fit the thickness of this abutment. Everything's going to go just fine. And as far as the parameters, I set the minimal thickness for the veneer layer and the structure at 300. So after everything's milled, you're going to have a total thickness of 600 microns or 0.6 millimeters at the thinnest point. And you'll notice that in this design, there's no minimal thickness showing. None of that blue bubble is showing through the design. So let's just get right into it. After this design was complete, and what we did here, I worked on this case with Dr. Burrows. He sent over some pretty useful. Let me go to my Gmail. As I mentioned, he sent over some pretty useful photos here. This is the Preop, and I want to just note, Dr. Burrows did something really amazing. It'd be cool if you're watching this and you could show us how you did this, but these 4 crowns are photoshopped. This isn't previous crowns that this patient had before. These are photoshopped, and I think he did an amazing job making something realistic and natural looking, just with Photoshop. Me personally, I thought these were actual crowns that were put in the patient's mouth. But anyways, he liked the shape and contour of these crowns, so somewhat matched that in the design. And if anything, these could be a little bit wider, but compared to the photo, they are a little bit more narrow, the centrals, but this is ideal right here, just with how these are in contact and whatnot. So as far as this abutment, let's just go into, we've got the design exactly how we want it, as far as the implant, and we've already designed and done all the contacts on the crowns. So let's go into edit multi-layer, and this is the proposal. Now if we were to just leave it at this, you'll notice that there's minimal thickness showing. All we've got to do here is bring this down a little bit, and we're good to go. We can't really use 2-directional, because it kind of just brings it in. So I use 4-directional, and it's better than using it is better than using the scale. Gosh. Just because when you go to occlusal, you can only bring it down from here. So let's just use the, oh my lordy, 4-directional shape, and we're going to just bring this down. Just going to bring that down. We want to bring it down more from the facial. We could leave the support on the lingual because that won't interfere with the minimal thickness. Then we can go over to scale, go to radial, and we'll bring this out into, we'll bring this out to fit so that there's no breakage when it's milled. And let's go over to shape again, 2-directional, and let's see if we can, no, we can't. either way, this isn't going to break even at the thickness that it's at. It's just not going to. For a better image, let's take away minimal thickness. Yeah, that's not going to break. That's plenty of thickness. If you're worried about masking this, you mill it in zirconia and you're good to go. We've got the gingival set to where we want it as far as how subgingival it is. It's 0.4 millimeters. So we're good there. Let's take that away. Let's bring that in. Yeah, you could see the gingival. That's good to go. The margin. Then when we go back to the veneer layer, minimal thickness is gone. This bad boy is, maybe not so much right here, but this bad boy is ready to go. It is done. Let's adjust this contact though from the lateral. Edit multi-layer. Yep. Sweet. Okay, so just one thing to take away from this. I don't know why in the threads it was mentioned that this abutment's too thick, because we've got a really nice looking design here, and it was done, this could be milled in-house. Now the only problem you may run into is when sending out a design or sending out an implant for design, you wouldn't be able, I could not export this as a DXD file. You wouldn't be able to import it as a DXD file. So what we're going to have to do here is, after this design is approved, I'll actually mill these and then ship out the milled crowns. Only workaround is if you have the in-lab software. This could be exported as a .lab file, which would then be imported into the in-lab software. But even then, for something like this, you'll just be charged for a design and then just for the cost of material. So Emax is about $30 a block. There would be an additional $30 per unit, plus the design fee. But really sleek. It's still going to wind up end up being a lot cheaper than if you were to send this out to a lab, which there's really no need for. So yeah. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, please reach out, and I'll gladly answer.